Good morning. Welcome to Balance Wellness and Fitness. I am Leslie and we are here in the cat cave today. The cats are outside, so let's hope they stay out there while I get this mobility flow out for you. It's an all levels flow, no matter if you've been doing the practice for many years or if you're just starting to include this as part of your self-care. It can easily be done standing, as I'm going to demonstrate, or if balance challenges, life challenges, or space challenges need to be seated, you can also do this 100% seated and still get many, many gains. If you're doing this standing, the only thing you're going to need is a mat or a towel to give you a little bit of traction so when we get to certain asanas that we will do. If you need anything for comfort or care, if you do have balance issues and you want to try standing, position yourself near a wall or have a piece of furniture that's not going to slide. And if you're ready, let's go ahead and begin. We're going to take our feet and we're going to start with the base up 2 fist distance apart. So approximately 2 of your fists will fit between your feet. At least the balls of the feet are the widest part. From there, just line them up front to back. Lift up your toes with an inhale. Spread them wide and exhale them down. Start with your baby toe, going down. And let's do that again. Inhale your toes up. And don't worry if they don't go that far. They all don't go. Spread them wide. Exhale them down, leading with your big toe. See if you can get them one by one. Let's go through that again one more time with each. Inhale your toes up. And exhale, reach forward with that baby toe onto the big toe. And inhale the toes up again, spread them wide. Start with the big toe, send them on forward. From here, let's address those ankles. We're going to soften through the knees, press your tailbone back. Let your ankles and the arches collapse in, but keep those big toes down and pull them back up. Let's let them collapse in again. Pull them up, just working through the arches of the feet, starting nice and soft. One more time with a breath. Let that go. Stay soft here in your seat. And we're going to go through some ankle circles here, just moving through the ankles. Going to the right first, just gently letting the body sway, and then go the opposite way. Still breathing. Make sure your cell phone is off. Turn that TV off. Bring your attention to you. Now let's take our hands a little closer towards the knees, but not on them. Press your bum back, nice long diagonal spine, and gently go through your knees. Let the hips just sway a little. Let's get 4 or 5 and then go the opposite way. We're going to make our way all the way up to the top of our body and then back down. Pausing there. We purposely brought the hips into this to start to bring a little blood, a little heat to those thighs. Now with your exhale, press yourself up tall. Inhale, find that just gentle drop again as we go into our chair. And we'll press up tall again through the feet. And if you're sitting on a chair, squeeze through your bum. You don't have to get up. Just squeeze through your bum and release. Let's get 2 more. And we'll sit. And sit. Press yourself tall. Now let's find a little length here. Pull those kneecaps out as you press your feet into the ground. Feel your quads engage. Let your tailbone go heavy. And then let it collapse. Just an easy pelvic tilt here. Gently curling into a slight anterior tilt. Let your hips go behind you. Let's do this again. This is your exhale. Inhale, let it release. So if you're seated in the chair, you do the same thing. And let that release. One more, and then we're going to keep that tailbone heavy. And we're going to go to the top here and lift up your ribs. If you have little flashlights, they're shining on the wall up towards the ceiling, but not that high yet. Bring them back down low. Inhale them up. Exhale them down. If you're not certain if your ribs are doing it versus your head, just place your hands lightly on the bottoms of your ribs. And if you don't get it right away, don't worry. That's why they call it a practice. Let's get our last one here for now. And draw that back in. Feel the abs connect. Keep that tailbone heavy. Keep those kneecaps pulled up as we build our way up. With an inhale, lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale them back down around the ribs. And let's do that again. We're coming up and forward and down around. That way you don't close off the musculature in the AC joint. Let's get 2 more of those. Filling the ribs up as you lift up. Exhale, tighten the belly. all the way out with that air. This time, keep the collarbones nice and open. So you're going to go maybe a half to 3/4 of a circle. So you feel the arms engaged, you feel the pecs stretched, you feel the length here. With your inhale, turn your palms forward. You get a little string on your thumbs pulling behind you. And then turn them back the opposite way. Inhale them forward again. Exhale them back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. One more time forward. One more time back. And let's keep them forward but soft. Now squeeze the shoulder blades together a little bit more with an inhale. Exhale, totally release and bring them if they were to touch each other in front. Inhale them back together towards the spine and let them go with that breath. Using the air and your lungs to help expand through your ribs and the musculature. And close again. One more. Inhale that open. Exhale that close. Now find a medium point, opening up those collarbones. Palms look forward softly. You still have those kneecaps pulled up, tailbone down. Now turn your head towards the right side of the room. Let the left ear look forward and gently turn to the left. Inhale one way, pause. Inhale back the opposite way. Just gently turning, keeping the head nice and level. Your gaze is following, nothing to make you dizzy, and if it is, close your eyes. Give yourself one more. As we finish this one, carefully come back center, and now trace a line across your collarbone up to that right side, pause, trace it back to the left side, just gently opening up the neck. Still using that full breath to move it. Keep the shoulder blades down and your collarbone still open. You still have all that other engagement working, so you've got some blood flow. And keeping your posture nice and good, something we tend to lose during the day. Give yourself one more each way. We'll take that back to the right again. Inhale it back to the left. Bring yourself centered. Bring the head up. Now with an inhale, gently look down, just slowly fold through the spine. You might see your feet, you might not. So your gaze is directly maybe 2 feet in front of you. Bring your gaze back up. You're a little standing head now. And just gently turn down. Gaze goes back forward. Let's get one more of those. And as we come up, we're going to take our hand, and if you can't take your hand comfortably and reach behind, place a rolled up towel there. And now lift the chin up, find that towel, or find your hand. So that way you don't compress the vertebrae and the lower part of your cervical spine. And then bring your gaze back center. And bring it up. And center. One more time, bringing it up. Gently coming back to center. Find that there, and if you did need the towel or something there, carefully move that away. Now let's just start to sway through our waist. Let the arms just swing. And bring a little Tai Chi move in here just to warm up. As you get going, let the arms go ahead and swing and soften. And if they touch your waist or your hips, let them just gently touch. We're going to make this bigger as we go. Let them come up a little bit. Maybe they touch mid-arm, maybe they touch shoulder. Don't let them come any higher than your shoulder. Let's add the pedaling for our knees. And if you feel that you need to step a little wider, you can go shoulder width apart, but don't go much wider than that. If it feels better as you go wider, take the arms low, you can walk them back up. Just nicely breathe as we bring all those parts that we started working together. We're going to get 3 more of these here. The hips go. There's one set. Here's our second set. And our third set. Gently slow your movements down and bring that back. And now we're going to find that mountain pose that we slowly built. Finding that 2 fists apart again for your feet. If you feel a little bit warmer or you did exercise before and you know you're warm enough, you can bring them together so the balls of the feet touch. But we're just going to pretend that you didn't. I'm going to stay a little wide. Pick those toes on up with an inhale. With your exhale, Send them forward one by one. You pick where it feels better, whether it's the little toe bone mound or the big toe bone mound. With your next inhale, pull those kneecaps out. Feel the quads lengthen. Tip your tailbone down. You're not losing your neutral spine, so you're not going to a flat back. If you had weights on your sacrum, just pulling that down so you feel the abs connect and the ribs connect. Lift up the shoulders with an inhale. Exhale them down your back, opening up those collarbones again, taking that nice big breath of air. And now let's find that strength, pulling our thumbs gently behind us to open up through the palms. Find a space for your head. Maybe it feels better to look slightly down, giving the cervical spine a little stretch. Maybe it feels better looking directly forward. And hold here for 3 breaths. And then we're going to make a tiny flow. Nice big breath in. And slowly let it go. Big breath in. And exhale it out. Inhale in again using your nose. Exhale. You can go through your nose or your mouth. We're staying very simple with this. With your next inhale, float the right arm up to the sky. Soften through the elbow first. And then make sure you're not lifting out the ribs yet. That's to come. We're going to find a left side bend. Turn that left palm towards that left leg. So just soften the fingers on that right arm. With an inhale, lift up out of those right ribs. Take it where you can feel the stretch and you can maintain. Exhale, soften into it as we find our side bend here. Keep that right hip anchored through the foot. With your next inhale, see if you can go a little bit more. Maybe not yet. Maybe you can go even more. Exhale, soften into it. Let's pause here with the second breath and check our form. Keep that right hip shining forward. Take that right rib tip and slightly bring it up to the sky. Now find that spot for your head. You can stay forward as mine is, or you can turn up and challenge your balance and look at your bicep or the ceiling. Give yourself another breath here. Maybe you go a little further, maybe that's it for today. And exhale it out. Use an inhale, lead with your elbow, close the ribs. So make sure you're not using your head or your neck to bring yourself up. Give yourself a little shoulder. Now let's fold our left elbow. Inhale that arm up. Find that same spot. Make sure you still have that engagement with the lower body. Pause here as you let that breath go. With your next inhale, lift up out of those left ribs. This is why we call it the slow flow. Slow doesn't mean easy. You still get a lot of work out of the slow flow. And then exhale, soften into it. Maybe this next inhale, you can go a little bit more. Maybe you're still there. Check the foot, check your pelvis. And now let's do that little body scan. Make sure that hip is still looking forward. Lift that rib tip, that little flashlight there we used earlier, towards the sky. And find the place for your head here. Arm is soft, in line with your ear or where it would go, coming out of the shoulder. And if your shoulders are tight, you can fold through and keep that close if you have tight shoulders or restrictions. Give yourself one more breath to move with the inhale, and that exhale is where you soften into it. Use your next inhale, close through the bridge and put your hand there as I'm showing to make sure you're using the right structures. Big shoulder roll there. Let's fold both hands, float them up to the sky. Keep that tailbone length and kneecaps pulled up. Maybe they can touch. Maybe this is where you need something in your hands if again the shoulders are tight. Let them touch if they will, or find that space. Now find those flashlights on the bottoms of your ribs and prepare them. Just click them on. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. Take your gaze up towards the hands. You are an essential back bend right now. If you'd like to go further, lift those flashlights up towards the sky. You're going, I can't get my arms up. Bring your hands behind you. Same thing. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift them up. Keep them pulling down the shoulder blades towards your hips to protect your neck. Go as far as you're comfortable with that. If you have your hands crossed, knuckles are pointing down. You will get breathless here. Give yourself one more breath here. Use an inhale and trace that line back across the ceiling to draw yourself back. Let everything relax. Find that easy flow here then for a moment. Going back through, let everything relax. Give yourself one more. And And then find your center again. Let's find that mountain pose again. Pick up those toes, go the opposite of what you did that last time we found this. So if you went with the little toe, use your big toe. Pull the kneecaps up, lengthen the tailbone. Lift the shoulders up with an inhale. Find that exhale, find the pecs open. The strings pull those thumbs behind you ever so gently. And find the space for your head again for a moment as you find mountain pose. Big breath in, big breath out. We're going to find a wide-legged forward fold, which will take us into our warrior one, warrior two, and triangle, which will be our last part of our flow today. Use an inhale to float the arms up to the sky. With your exhale, leading with the crown of your head and your fingertips, soften the knees. Start to curl yourself forward. More forward than just down. That's why it's called a forward fold. So you're not folding the book. You're finding some length in your back. Knees are soft because you should feel this in your hips. When you find that spot, palms with each other, start to heel toe your way out. Go with where you can support yourself and it feels comfortable. Toes are looking towards each other, heels are looking out. Pull those kneecaps up. You can continue to sway here. You can fold through them if you like. It's going to be a little awkward, but it is doable. Depends on your flexibility. Let those hips open up. Keep those kneecaps soft. You can take your hands and place underneath your feet. There's lots of options. They can rest right on the floor. Just make sure you're not tenting your cupcaking. If you find yourself doing that, you know for next time you need something underneath your hands. Unfortunately, that practice has been done and taught to us for a long time, but not realizing the damaging effects it has on your fingertips, even though you may not have much weight on it. The arthritis it causes is very severe. Give yourself one more breath here. And now we're going to prepare to turn to the right. We're going to pick up our right toes and turn them to the right side of the room. Use your core strength. Curl up one vertebrae at a time. Lift yourself up. Pause for a moment here. Give yourself a little shoulder roll. Now we're going to rearrange everything. We're going to take that nice kneecap, place it over that ankle. Make sure it's following that middle toe. Take a peek back at your back leg. You're in warrior two. Keep the toes angled in 45 degrees. Do not turn parallel with your mat. Now your hips are already facing towards the front of the room and you want to encourage them to stay there. This left knee is looking forward. Keep that outward rotation. Keep the foot sealed down. This right knee also is rotating outward. So you want to encourage it not to collapse in. Once you have that there, find yourself centered over top of your pelvis. So you're not leaning into your warrior. And then we'll float the arms with each respective leg. Draw the shoulder blades down with a slight squeeze through the pecs. Then take your gaze with that front arm. Fingers are spread, and again, you're not a leaning warrior. You're right in the middle of that thing. Give yourself another full breath in and a full breath out here. Just let the hips start to open up as you think of those legs rotating outward. Big breath in. As you let this breath go, let's float our arms up to the sky. Give yourself a little length through the spine. So connect your thumbs. Straighten that right leg by pulling up the kneecap. Pause there. Keep that kneecap and feel that quad engaged. Now pick up your left toes and now turn this parallel with the mat. Float the arms back out to the sides again. Now palms look down with fingers spread as we make our way into triangle. Good. Big breath in. Big breath out. Now we're going to move through our ribs here. Take those flashlights and draw a line in the front of the room as you reach for something you can't grab and come back up. And reach for that thing you can't grab. And back up and reach for it to stay here. Pausing here. One little body scan I didn't mention. Make sure that right heel is somewhere between the ball of the foot and that heel. And I want you to feel your hips. Pretend you're getting ready to get on a ski lift and you're tucking those hips under. They shouldn't be pushed back, trying to go through your neighbor's window. Keep that there. And now with your next exhale, tip on over. Bring that left arm up to the sky. Keep those hips tucked so you shouldn't be going through the windpill. Full breath in, full breath out. Your gaze can follow that arm. It can come down behind you in a bind. It can reach behind or through the leg or just behind. Resting comfortably. Just don't stack them here. Give yourself another breath here. Soften to that knee. Carefully come up. Float the arms back up through Warrior Two as we turn that foot in. Pause here, see if the hips are a little bit more open. And then pull that kneecap up. Turn the toes in. Find your wide leg forward fold again. I said we were going to do Warrior One, but I changed my mind. And when I put you on through this, I think you'll get more benefit for the hips. Give yourself another breath here. Keep those kneecaps pulled up. Now turn the toes, those left toes, to that front of the mat. Use your core to draw yourself up again and find yourself in Warrior Two here. Body scan everything. See what that back foot is doing. Make sure you've got that 45-degree angle. And then make sure that left knee is over top of that ankle and it's following that kneecap. Those hips again are looking forward, outward rotation of both legs. Now that you've got yourself centered, float the arms on now, palms down, a little squeeze to the shoulder blades, and turn your gaze with that left side. So you're always following that front arm. Pause there. Rescan everything, and as your hips open up, you can always wiggle the foot forward. If you're going, oh, it's not open enough, just wiggle it back. Make sure that heel is in line somewhere again. All of the foot to the heel. Nice big breath here. Give yourself one more breath in. See, I got away from myself there too. And with your exhale, fold those arms up. Grab the opposite thumb. Grab the one who would never grab first and give yourself that length. Good. Another breath there. Now pull that kneecap up. Find that quad. Make it work. And we're going to pick up those right toes and turn your foot. So now it's parallel. And again, follow the foot heel in line with the heel of that left foot. Give yourself another breath here. And then we're going to float those arms out to the sides again. Fingers reaching. Hips are scooped under, waiting for that ski lift. And with an inhale, reach for something you can't quite grab on the left side of the room. Draw yourself back in. Gently reach. Draw yourself in. And reach one more time. Pausing there. Scoop those hips under. Find that rotation through the thighs. And with your next exhale, find where you'd like to be. Maybe this arm is comfortable up. Maybe this arm is the arm that you need to bind with. Find what works as you continue rotating those ribs to look up at the sky. And your stance, especially if you're starting out, your stance may not be anywhere near as long as mine is. It's a practice I've been doing for years, copying my mother when she would watch a television show that was out of Canada. I don't know if there were. There probably were studios somewhere in Detroit, but being a working mom, she didn't have time to do that, so we were allowed to watch that, and she continued. She was the first who got my sister and I along this practice. Give yourself one more breath, and then we're going to float ourselves up and forward, turn those toes in, and then find that wide leg forward, fold again. We're going to heel toe our way in, finding a regular forward fold. Hold here for several breaths. Draw your lower abs in, engage your pelvic floor, and give yourself several, it's called a ragdoll, similar to what we did as we were standing with the Tai Chi movement. Use your breath, pedal through the legs. When you're ready, just bring that to a gentle slowness. Use an exhale to press yourself back up tall, whether you're in your seat or standing. Give yourself a little shoulder roll here, and you made it. I hope that sets your day off in a better tone, loosened up a few things, strengthened a few things, and gave you some more tools to work with. Have a great rest of your day.